Alright YouTube, in this video we are going to see how to convert this design into HTML and CSS. So to follow along, I'll leave source code in the description, and this is episode number 38. In case if you are interested in learning PSD to HTML, you can visit the link of the playlist which I will leave it in the description. I would recommend you to start from episode 1, and this is episode number 38. Alright, now to start we need two files. The first one is index.html and the second one is style.css, along with the icons which we will be using it in this video. Now let's start designing it. So before that, I have linked the style sheet on the head tag, and I have linked the CDN for the font awesome. You can see this is a font awesome icon, so that's the reason why we need this CDN. Then on the CSS, I have added some font for with the first two is the water condensed and the inter. Alright, now let's get into the design. So if you see, we have a section. Inside the section we have a row. Inside the row we have two columns. On the first column we have these text, and on the second column again we have inner row and the inner column. Let's start designing it. So we'll give the section, and inside the section we will have row. The inside the row we will have column. So we can directly call -1 and then have the column is going to be common, and then this is going to be column call2. Then we have paragraph h1, then we have paragraph again a paragraph, then a button. Cool. Now let's get into the second row, second column. You can just select this and click on tab. Now again we have inner row, inner hyphen row, then inner column, again to differentiate we can give inner column 1 and then inner column 2. So for the first column we have image, and then we have heading, let's say h2, some text, then we have a paragraph, some text. The same for the second one, and for the third one I'll just copy the same thing, but for the third column we need some different section, so this is going to be common. And for the second one we'll have a container, and inside the container we'll have h3, some text, and then paragraph, some text. Now let me fill all the content over here where I have added X. So this is how the HTML looks. Now let's get into the CSS. We need to create the hierarchy. Let me create it. Alright, I have created the hierarchy as well. So this is needed to avoid the CSS override issue. Fine. Now let's start designing the body. So we don't have to give anything for now for the body. And again for the section we can give padding top and bottom 100 pixel, padding top let's say 50 pixel, and padding bottom for left and right it will add 150 pixel. Let's try how does it looks. Cool. Now let's just we want the column to be side by side, so display flex. So now it's side by side. This is one side and the others is another side. Let's make the inner row again display flex, so that we can clearly see what is happening. Display flex. So you have to give the width, or else this is how it will work. Width 50% for the column, and this is 50%. And again for the inner row we have to give, for the inner column we have to give width 50%. And we have image inside the column, we have to give the width and height as 100%, so that it will take the container width and height. Width 100%, height 100%, object fit cover. I think we can give even smaller, which is 100 pixel width and 100 pixel height. That works. And I think we can paste this inner row one more time and just change the icons. This is 3 and this is 4. Refresh it and you got it. I have added the text as well. Alright, now we are almost close. Let's work on individual elements. So this is the first element. So on the row we have end of type 1. So this will have the color of green, which I have copied it over here. So over here for all paragraph we can have the color of grayish, so light black, and for H1 and H2 we'll have the color black, not exactly black but similar to black. Cool. Now for all element for the paragraph, let's have the font size enter, I think it's Roboto for the paragraph, and for the font for the headings it's going to be enter. Cool. I think we are getting what we want. Now let's individually target. We want the line, we don't need line height for this. We want the font size for this is going to be 16 pixel. Let us have for all, let us see, 16 pixel. Alright, and we can have a font weight for the enter. We have 700, 300. We can have font weight of 700 for the first paragraph. Font weight 700. And let's add a margin bottom, or you can have padding bottom 20 pixel, or you can add line height also. Cool. Now let's get into the H1. Copy the same thing, paste it here. We don't need color, we have already given color black, and we want the font size to be 35 pixel. And we need to add padding right 50 pixel. Now you got it. Again margin bottom here 20 pixel, that works. And for both the paragraph below we need the same. And instead of giving padding to h1 we have to give it to the first column, so this is column 1. Alright, that works. We can give 150 pixel. $130 was ideal, I believe. Cool. For the heading, let the letter spacing be -1. Now that works. Now let's focus on the button. We need a font size of 16 pixel, color of green, and font family of Inter. You can have font weight if needed. We need to remove the border 0, outline none, and if you want you can add a margin left of 150 pixel. Too much, I think 50 would be right. We can have font weight as well, 700. We want to reduce the font size. Let's make this 15. And we can have margin top for this button of 50 pixel. $30, $20. Cool, that works. And for this we have to give line height for the paragraph. This is the paragraph. And line height 1.6 em. Copy the same 1.6 em. Now we are getting closer. Just need to make the padding as 100 and check. Fine. Now the first column is done. We have to focus on the second column. The font, the image width is not 100. I think it's 80 by 80. Even smaller, 50 by 50. Yeah, that works. Control Shift T. Now we need again margin bottom for the image, 20 pixel, as like we have done for the first paragraph. Works the same way for the heading. And here the font size is going to be 20. And font weight is 300. It's too small. It is somewhere close to 500, but I have not added the font awesome for 500. Now consider, let's make this 700 itself, because we have added 700 or 500. Now margin bottom for this as well, 20 pixel for the paragraph. We got it close. We need to reduce the size. Let's make this 18. Yeah, that works. and for the inner row we need to have margin bottom of 20 pixel, so we get some more space, or we can have 10 pixel. Alright, now finally we have to get into this section called container. Here we need to have background color, and the color needs to be white. Refresh it. We have to make the width and height as 100%, width 100%, height 100%. It will take the width and height of the column, and whatever is there I wanted to be at the center. So display flex, align items, flex start, I think it's center, justify content center, and flex direction column. I think we have to override this. You need to have color of white. We have to give padding definitely, and for the H3 let's fix with the same margin bottom or padding bottom of 20 pixel. And we need to have padding, heading top bottom 0, left right 50 pixel. Close enough. You need to have the font size for the H3 35 pixel. It's to work to vague. $25, great. And then we can have font family, enter, and this is going to have font family Roboto. You can copy paste over here. Alright, the second one is going to be Roboto, and the font weight you can add 700, and we can have the border radius for the container 6 pixel. And for this font weight is going to be 300 because that is what we have. So on left and right padding, it was for inner row where we have padding for the container. It's over container, yeah, we can make this 30, Okay, that works. Now for the line height for the paragraph, 1.6 em. I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.